Hey, hey, how are you guys? I'm here. 5 o'clock, right on time. Right on time. It's 5 o'clock. What's up? We are talking about the releases. I do already have the thumbnail up, so we have Selena Vega because she's the one I'm most upset about YouTube. And then we have Ricky Sainz because he's the one I'm most excited about making his main roster debut next week on SmackDown. We are gossiping here, YouTube. It's Marquel's World. Let's talk about it. Already made a reaction, a video talking about the releases last night. Guess there is some drama. Selena Vega was allegedly upset because she did post a video saying that she didn't even get an opportunity to let her fans know about her release. I guess she was released around 5 o'clock last night, and Sean Ross posted at 8 p.m. that she was released, and she did say basically, fuck you, Sean Ross. So that is some drama. Some people are debating, is she being very sensitive right now due to him? That is his job, basically. So some people are saying, is she being a little bit sensitive? How is she blaming him? Or, calling him out basically for doing what he's paid to do. I will say this, Sean Ross, I am not really a fan of his too much. He is reliable, I'll say, but I'm not a fan of him as a person. I already know he blocked me. I think I said something at one point saying I'm tired of him always being the one that's reporting this shit. I want someone else to have the spotlight. But I'm tired of always hearing about him. It seems like he has some insiders that work in the company, which clearly he might as well just work for WWE since he knows so much. But I don't know what to feel about this. I don't know how mad she can get for him doing his job. Nikki Cross, again, a lot of people, let's just talk about people who was released recently from WWE. Happy Saturday. So, no, I don't want to subscribe. TheSportster.com. Aleister Black, Selena Vega, and Kairi Sane are the top notable ones recently released last night. They're the most popular ones. The White Six, Motor City Machine Guns. They're also popular. Not the most popular ones, but they are popular nevertheless. Motor City Machine Guns. I'm sorry, I'm editing something, but Motor City Machine Guns. What I would say about them, I think people are just going to say that they were too old. I'm just being honest. I think that is going to be the excuse. It's going to be said that they were too old. Do I think that's the truth? No. But again, I feel like that is what they're going to say. Really didn't have any plans for them other than them getting a moment such as winning the tag team championships in WWE. I guess that was something that was needed on the resume of the Motor City Machine Guns because they were at a lot of companies over the year. More notable being part of TNA or maybe Ring of Honor to me, but still, they're well respected. So them getting that titles on their resume kind of makes sense. They did what they really wanted to do is have that WWE Tag Team Championships part of their legacy. It happened. Now goodbye. I guess that's what happened. And kind of like WWE, they wanted them to have their moments, have the WWE Championships with tag teams, and they had their moment. WWE can say that they also held those belts, the Motor City Machine Guns, but then they can also say they got rid of them after they won them, not a year later, but still, wishing them nothing but the best. Kairi Sane, the most surprising one to many. I'm not shocked. She never got her revenge on Asuka. So again, why would I be shocked that they released her? They weren't really putting her in a position where people would care for her. Yeah, you would care for her, and like, oh, poor Kyrie, she's getting teased. But then after a while, it's like, bitch, stand up for yourself. So it's just like after a while, you just got tired of it. So sad. But at the same time, it is what it is. She will bounce back. I'm not going to harp on it. I know she will bounce back. The last time we saw her before she got released, she was putting over Mercedes Moné when she first was doing the New Japan stuff. Remember that? So, again. Who else? Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy. I guess him being related to whatchamacallit, Bray Wyatt did not do him any wonders. He still got the boots. I thought maybe they'll have a little bit of compassion for him due to who his brother is. Again, they did make him the they made him the leader of the White Six, so I thought maybe he had a lot of longevity and they had a lot of plans for him, but apparently not. Apparently they did not. So they did get rid of him. Rowan, I mean, he was always just the third wheel in these groups. To be honest, I am not trying to be rude. I am just being real. He was always the third party of these groups. He was never the vocal point. So even with the White Six, even though he's the only original member, he still was like a third member that kind of was important, but wasn't the most important. Nikki Cross, again, I guess her biggest thing was her being part of that tag team with Alexa Bliss. That was the most biggest thing she recently did, but other than that, I can't remember anything this girl has done. Maybe Nikki Ash, when she was her, I do remember her and Mighty Molly had a moment at the Royal Rumble. That was a moment for me when they interacted. You know, I was getting my life because I was happy for Nikki Ash for getting a moment. Also happy for Molly Holly. She was also getting a moment where they actually cared for both of them. Because usually they're underrated. They're not really praised as much, both individuals. Molly Holly, when you think about her era, it's always Trish Lita, Trish Lita, Trish Lita, Trish Lita. So you don't really hear about Molly Holly. Again, she was in the Hall of Fame, but then that happened during COVID, so I don't even think she had a live audience when she went to the Hall of Fame. So again, she's always getting, you know, some recognition, but it's not really a full recognition. Again, not a Hall of Fame induction with a live crowd. She got cut off in her speech because I guess she was naming too many people, like the backstage people. They do say she's a very sweetheart. So I guess she was like naming the camera crew and, you know, by names and the janitors. Like she knows everybody. Like she wanted to make sure everybody knew how much she appreciated them. But again, that's the last thing I remember of Nikki Cross having a moment with Molly Holly at the Royal Rumble. And I was very happy to see Nikki Cross kind of have that moment as well. But I'm not very happy now that she got released. Dexter Lumis, I mean, not a shock. I mean, they weren't really doing anything with him. Let's see. Joe Gacy, I don't really know him, so I really don't have that much of an opinion. I'm sorry. Apollo Crews, like I stated in my video yesterday, I thought he's been gone, boo. I didn't realize he was still part of the roster. Sorry. But I don't know if he would even be a main attraction outside of WWE. I mean, Apollo, it's kind of like, you have to think about this. The way you're booked on television is the way that people will perceive you outside of the WWE system. So once you're perceived as a jobber, I don't really know if a lot of people will take you serious outside of that once you get released. So with him, I mean, I do like him, but we don't really know that much shit about him. The last time we saw him, he had an African accent. And wasn't he like a king? I mean, that is the last thing I remember of him. So again, if I saw him at a local any event, okay, maybe I'll see him. How much the tickets? But again, that's something I'm not running to see, just to meet him. So I wish he was booked a little bit better, I'll be honest. Alex Shelley, again, Motor City Machine Guns. They're just gonna do the indies. I do think they should go back to TNA. That would do them wonders if they had a feud with whatchamacallit, the Hardy Boys. if they had a feud with the Hardy Boys, that would be great for TNA. I mean, they are both like legendary teams, the Hardy Boys and the Motor City Machine Guns. I mean, let's be real. Even though they're older now, it would still be a great feud, I must add. Who would go over? I really wouldn't care. I would watch, but I wouldn't really care who got over. It would still be a good thing to see. Chris Sabin gone. Same for him. Maybe the Indies, TNA. Alba Fire. Maybe she can join her former tag team partner in Ring of Honor. Again, all she had was like an Applebee's or Olive Garden fucking waitress thing. She looked like she worked at Olive Garden. I was getting real sick of it. The tie, the little suit. It was just giving Olive Garden. It was just giving, girl, get a life. Like, I was over it. So, you know, her being part of this, her, not her syndicated, but her being part of the Chelsea Green faction, I guess it did her a little favor by giving her some ring time, but again, she was really booked to lose all her matches. She never really did shit. She always got beat up, so we really didn't care about what happened because why should we? She never really did shit. I will say her being part of the tag team in NXT, I think that was her biggest claim to fame in the WWE system, but again, I don't think she was ever booked to be a breakout star. I don't think WWE ever wanted to utilize her as a breakout star. I don't even think they want her to be a mid-card champion. I mean, if they wanted to, she could have won it, right? So what stopped them? So, sorry to see what happened, boo, but Zoe Starks, again, I'm just being blunt, just saying what some of y'all are thinking. So, you know, I can do the generic, you know, I just feel sad for them and be all crying, you know, acting like I'm so sad. You know, it is a sad situation, but I can also be sad and be realistic on the way they were treated and how we ended up here. So again, I'm not blaming any of these people. Again, it's their booking. Santos Escobar, I don't even want to talk about him. But we're skipping ahead because Zoe Starks is next, and I guess she was cleared to wrestle and then they released her. I mean, that's bullshit. Okay, that makes a little sense why Piper Niven isn't released with Alba Fire. Just being honest. Not wishing that on her. I'm just saying, like, if they got rid of her, you would think they would, Alba Fire, you would think they would get rid of the other bodyguard of Chelsea Green unless they feel like she's just enough now that they only need one bodyguard instead of two. But again, you would think that maybe they're thinking that Chelsea Green doesn't need that gimmick no more, so they're trying to get away with it so they don't need any of them. But apparently she still has her job, so good for her, Piper Niven. I don't even think she can wrestle again, apparently, to the reports. I did see that she did tweet about Alba Fire and, you know, how many memories they made and how she loves her, and so did Chelsea Green, that we didn't really get to see the Alba Fire and how talented she is, which is a true statement because we really didn't. I don't know what would be next for her. Zoe Starks, again, I don't know why you would release her after she got cleared. That's a little shitty. Again, maybe this makes sense why Piper Niven is still under contract because she's actually recovering, unlike Zoe Stark that got the approval that she's clear, but now they're like, you know what, we really don't want anything to do with you. We don't have no plans for you, so, you know, you're released. So unfortunately, that is how her WWE career ended right now. It's a little shitty, you know, damn, I finally, you know, make it to the point I'm cleared and now it's just, I'm gone? Like, okay. Santos Escobar, again, he was someone, and I thought I said this when this shit first happened, when I made a video about him negotiating how to come back to WWE because he didn't resign, but they wanted him. Then they negotiated some things with him. They didn't do that with Karrion Kross, but they did that with him. But I do recall me saying, you know what, I kind of feel like this is a mistake. He should have just kept moving while he can. But you know, WWE is the best company to work for in wrestling with their salary, so and their viewerships. I mean, if you're a wrestler, wouldn't you want to be on the biggest wrestling show ever? So yeah, wouldn't you want to be part of the biggest company ever? Yeah. So I don't blame these people for re-signing instead of, you know, taking their chances and saying, you know what, you guys don't really believe in me, so I'm going to go to AEW and make a career over there. I kind of would get a Santos Escobar. You're comfortable in WWE. Okay, they're offering you a little bit more and giving you a little bit more wins in your contract. Instead of losing every other match, you win. No, instead of losing every match, you lose every other match. I don't know, but I guess he thought it would be better this time and see what happened. He got released again. So, not saying again because he didn't get released the first time, but see what happened. He re-signed just for them to say, you're gone. Again, really shitty. Okay, so how did I get to two videos? I'm sorry, to two websites. Because now I was just on a website and now like the list has changed. Okay, so this is old. Like, was this like a different browser that I'm on? Sorry. This thing's weird. Cause all of a sudden like the names on my browser on Firefox is all of a sudden like to a different article. I don't know. Maybe when I was editing, it clicked on something else, a different article, but I was going down the list, but now the list is different, so I don't even know who I left off. Oh, so now this website, they want me to look at some ads, okay. This is not the site, but okay. Let me go on history. Like, was this a different web browser that I was just on? Like, come on now. Oh, I was on Opera, whatever you call it. Firefox and Opera are my favorite. Opera, and then Firefox. They're similar, but sometimes I get mixed up. Those are my favorite. I do like Google Chrome more than I like Edge. Edge I use at work at the call center, so that works with, no, I use Chrome, but I do have to use Edge at work sometimes for some of my systems, so I'm forced to. I like it better. Isn't that what Internet Explorer is, Edge now? But let's get back to these releases. Sorry, let me get my list back. Ricky Saints is going to be a huge star. Come on. Like, where did this list go? Child. Like, now all of a sudden it's impossible for me to find this list that I was just literally on like 10 seconds ago. No, this was not it, because they had them by individual names. I guess Paige, remember that? Allegedly, her re-signing was last minute due to the Nikki Bella injury. So you know her re-signing did cost a pretty penny. Just putting that out there. When they sign new people, it kind of costs them money. Oh, hey Frank, how are you? I'm so sorry that I'm just seeing your comments. How are you? Yes, I don't want to bash WWE because, I do like WWE. But I guess this is WWE like usual. They get rid of the wrestlers after they make a record-breaking profit. Remember that? They always make these breaking records, but then it's like, oh, we made a profit, woohoo. But yeah, we got to release y'all now. So again, I'm still pissed off with Wesley. This kind of reminds me of him last year. Selena Vega, I'm really hurt for her. You can tell that she's very fucking upset, especially when she told Sean Ross, fuck you, and was looking at the camera. She was like, fuck you, and then like made sure that you saw her. I'm like, okay, girl, you real mad, huh? You made sure you was close to the camera. You made sure we saw your face. Well, I'm sorry, that ain't funny. I'm just like, damn, girl. I understand you pissed, but damn, just the way she said it, I've never seen her that pissed before. Maybe she could have brought that fire That they would have booked her better because clearly she can bring the fire in her sass. But we been knew that. We been knew that Selena Vega was good on the microphone. That's why her and Andrade were better. And hold on, what? No one did it. Ricky Sings would be. You know I love Ricky Sainz. That is why he is on my thumbnail. That's why I like, Zelina Vega's on my thumbnail. Because those are my two favorites of this, what's currently going on. My favorite who just got released and my favorite that just got called up. And I do think he's handsome, Ricky Sainz. We'll say that. But I do want to say I agree with you. I do feel like they may believe that he's just mid-card. And I feel he'll be someone like a LA Knight. Someone that is always so close to winning gold, such as the big one, but never does. I mean, he's smaller than LA Knight. I mean, LA Knight is probably, 40 pounds bigger than Ricky Sainz, and he doesn't even get the belt. So you think someone lighter than him will get it? Let's see their weights. So Ricky Sainz is 194 to 205 approximately. That is his weight. 194, the heaviest being 205. And let's do 205. Okay. LA Knight 229. LA Knight is 6'1". He is 6 feet. Okay, so they're both bigger than taller than me because I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10". So, okay. So, that being said, I guess he is, a little smaller than him, but at the same time, I don't know if he's going to get a mega push. I do know he is good friends with Cody Rhodes. They are alluding that he's the one that kind of did a little favors to kind of get him back in the conversations with getting hired, because it was said one time that they were thinking about hiring him, but then they weren't really thinking about hiring him. But then I guess Cody Rhodes, brought him to that Royal Rumble, and I remember that when he went to that Royal Rumble and he was still signed to AEW, I said, "Oh Lord, look at him! He's trying to get in there." And I ain't mad at him. I mean, live your dreams, boo. I mean, if I was a wrestler or a manager, I would rather manage than wrestle. But of course, I would want to go to WWE. Would I want to go to AEW? Yeah, I mean, I like AEW too, but to go to WWE, that's the biggest company. So of course, when I saw him backstage, they had those photos of him going backstage for Cody Rhodes to Royal Rumble. He was still signed to AEW. I'm like, he trying to make some connections. Even if that was your friend Cody Rhodes and you there for him, but you signed to AEW, a different company that's their biggest competitor, you would have been like in the crowd. Not in the crowd, maybe a suite. You would have rented out a suite. Maybe you would have been in one of the nice seats. But, to be actually backstage, that means you want to be seen, and that means you want to see people. So he was seen at the Royal Rumble by the right people backstage. He wanted to be seen, and he got the contract. So again, Ricky Sainz, Ricky Starks, whatever you want to call him. This is a path, a journey that he really worked hard on. I mean, he was in the Indies, went to AEW. I mean, can we argue that maybe he would have stayed in AEW if booked better? Maybe. Do I give it a 100% chance? Absolutely not. I feel like even if he was booked well, there would have been a 60% chance he would have went anyways. If he wasn't going to be booked to be an AEW champion or the face, maybe 85% chance he would have left anyways, but still getting booked. But even if he was getting booked well, AEW champion, still 60% chance he would have left anyways, because if your heart is to be in WWE, AEW, they can treat you as good as, they can, and you still want to leave. That happened with Mariah May. I mean, she was one of the top females. Blake Monroe. Notice she's not on the thumbnail because I don't, I have more hope with JC Jane than Mariah May / Blake Monroe, just being real, because we already have, it's tip time, we already have her on the same brand as the Glamour. So why do we need the Glamour and tip time both on the same roster? Unless they're going to tab, that would be cute. I guess you could have two people that are similar on the same brand. I guess you could say that with Roxy and AJ Lee. I guess Roxy Perez kind of copies AJ Lee because that's her mentor. So they're kind of similar. But again, I don't know about Miss Blake Monroe on SmackDown. You already have the new United States Women's Champion, Tip Time, on SmackDown. They're both Barbie gimmicks. Maybe one's a Barbie and one's a brat. I'm the brats. I'm the Barbie. Well, I'm the brats. That could be their gimmick. Brats versus Barbie. I'm sure a lot of females would love that. Because that's a real beef in real life, those companies. I like Ricky Stakes, but I don't trust WWE and Triple H. Ricky Stakes be that old Cody Rhodes from the beginning. The WWE will take him serious. I can't sugarcoat when it comes. Yeah, and I can't sugarcoat either, and I like that. That's what I respect about you, because I can be a fake bitch. And, oh my God, they got released, and why? And oh my goodness, why would they do this to them? But we know what happened. They weren't being utilized. So why we gotta be fake and funky? We all know what it is. They were not needed, and unfortunately, WWE didn't see that they were needed. Half of them weren't even booked right. Hey, the poll. Oh, so I remember you from last live. How are you? We are talking about the releases right now. We're gossiping, and I'm talking about the call-ups. Oh, I did pull up an article, so let me start reading, y'all. I'll look at the comments if you guys do, but this is from ringsidenews.com, and please like and follow. I do post at least 3 times a week. And I go live at least twice a week. I do one live review of a wrestling show, and I go live clearly for wrestling gossip every weekend. Just a gossip about everything. We need that sometimes. Just a gossip every weekend about everything. Talk amongst each other. So, we do have ringsidenews.com, Triple H involvement in latest wave of WWE releases revealed April 25th, 2026, following the April 24th, 2026 cut that saw roughly 25 WWE stars let go, including Aleister Black. I'll talk about him in a minute. Again, I did post a video about this yesterday. If you haven't checked it out, it's 19 minutes, so I didn't do a quick 5-minute, 10 videos, almost 20 minutes basically talking about this, including Aleister Black, Bo Dallas, and Kyrie saying, see, stop this. Like, we already know what happened yesterday. I don't need these clip notes. Just get to the nitty gritty. What did Triple H do? Damn. That's why I clicked on this article. Fuck. According to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, that speculation may be misplaced. Meltzer addressed the narrative directly, explaining that the decision-making power doesn't sit with the higher level executives like Ariel Emanuel, and may not even fully reset with WWE President Nick Khan when it comes to specific talent cuts. Nobody above Levesque is saying who to cut. Maybe nobody above Levesque is saying who to cut. Maybe WWE President Nick Khan, maybe not. Ari Emanuel isn't sitting there saying we have to fire Zelina Vega and Kari. By and large, the decision maker for good or for bad. Here is Paul. It's like in other years when people blame this person and that person when the decision was 100% Vince McMahon. Oh shit, so they trying to elude, everyone's talking about Nick Khan, everyone's talking about TKO. Fuck TKO, but they saying, no, this is Triple H that's making these decisions. He's the head of creative. There's no one that's sitting here thinking about who else to release. Maybe they're telling Triple H, it's the budget cut and we need to get rid of, I don't know how much money these people get paid. So maybe we need to get rid of $3 million cut some people and make $3 million worth of cuts. But I don't even know if these people would be worth 3 million. I mean, it is a lot of people. So if you add all of their salaries combined, it could equal to $3 million. You know, some of these people are low card, some are mid card, some are kind of upper card, but not the top stars. Because again, the top stars don't get released, like Alexa Bliss or Seth Rollins, because they are top stars. Clearly, they're needed. So maybe that's what happened. He's told, 3 million people, $3 million worth of contracts. We just had WrestleMania. Please choose the people to give us $3 million worth of investment back, because we are putting that money onto new people and hiring new people after the call ups. Oh, okay. And then Triple H, he chooses who gets cut. Or I don't know if it's a situation where they're saying, we need at least 25 people cut. Please choose the people that aren't getting used. And then that's when he's like, okay. And that's what happens. But again, I guess allegedly, he's the one that's making all these decisions. So I guess even though he is a Aleister Black kind of guy, I guess he still didn't care about him. uh, WWE released. Oh, I remember. That's when Wesley got released, and I was very disappointed. Remember Wesley? Now he's Desmond Xavier. AEW. He's part of the Rascals. So no, I remember last year when they got released, and I was very pissed because he was one of the top people that got released. But you're right. People do forget that he did that. But or people forget that he is the one that do these releases. I think the year prior it was Leo Rush that got released, part of these mass releases in 2024 or 2023. So let's do some more wrestling news. But yeah, they need to remember Kairi Sane issues a statement. Let's read her statement, child. I'm truly grateful to have the people like you by my side. Thank you for always being with me. I'll set sail in my own time. Until then, I love you. So that's what she said, and then that's when Asuka responded, no matter what, I'll always be in your corner, Kyrie. I'll never leave you feeling alone, with the clown face. So as you see, Asuka clearly is devastated, even though they were in a feud, which we all know in real life they are really, really close. And Kairi Sane, Io Sky, and a lot of the people that come from Japan say that Asuka did help pave the way for a lot of these women to come to America and live their dreams due to the contributions of Asuka. So Asuka, of course, does appreciate a Kairi that did make her own name in America as well. I mean, they're all very, very popular in New Japan Wrestling. They're like, so like, not New Japan Wrestling, but in Japan, they're very, very popular, and they're like basically top celebrities. But going to Japan, to the United States, is a totally different story. So again, Kairi, she did what she did. She made an impact. Unfortunately, she was not needed, and they did not have a lot of drive for her. They did not have a lot of visions of what she could do, what she's capable of. They just kind of gave up on her. We do have Bailey saying, I'm having a hard time finding words for this one. I love you. It was an honor to tell stories with you. So, again. But speaking of, let's talk about AEW. Let's talk about Sammy Guevara. What is up with him? Still not part of the AEW Dynamite show at this point. Is he like, again, going back to last year, going from Ring of Honor to AEW here and there? Again, what happened to him? Like, is it, like, what happened? Like, at one minute he is someone that is booked very well. He was considered one of the four pillars of the company, but now he's not even really shown on Ring of Honor, so he can't even be shown there anymore. So I don't know what happened. This is very strange that he's not on AEW Dynamite. I always say this. It seems like the plans that they have for Sammy Guevara, they basically gave it to Kyle Fletcher. Like him being the TNT champion, wasn't Sammy Guevara the TNT champion? The heelish mannerisms kind of similar. They're both like the same height, the same weight almost. Both wear trunks. They're similar. So again, almost seems like they just gave his gimmick to Kyle Fletcher and said, you know what, we're giving the ball to him. He's a little younger than you, and we're moving on, and we'll just send you to Ring of Honor. And, you know, you can kind of make that brand a little bit more popular since, again, he was pushed to be one of the top stars of AEW, but now he's in Ring of Honor, who's barely even being used there now. So, again, don't know. I'm just going to keep mentioning him just so we don't forget about him. You know, if we don't mention people, out of mind, out of sight. So, again, Britt Baker is someone who got a birthday, happy birthday from AEW X account, which got a lot of views, surprisingly. Let's see. I will show you that. I will show. So AEW posted, just like their most viewed tweet, wishing Dr. Real, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, a happy birthday. And this was October 23rd, 2026. And the tweet got 274,000 views on Twitter. On X, 274,000 views, 566 comments, 780 retweets, 6.6 thousand likes, and 188 bookmarks. So again, this was AEW's most viewed tweet and probably in a year. Because usually when they tweet, they probably get like the most 50,000 views. But with her, she went way above. I mean, like, look at this. Like, let's look at some stuff right now. Like, an hour ago, they posted something, 7.7 thousand views. AEW an hour ago, something with Swerve, 16K. 2 hours ago, something about Collision, 22,000. So they get decent. Like, the most they can get is like 50,000 usually, I see. Again, something about Swerve at the draft, 24,000. Swerve now. Okay, 4 hours ago, 40,000. So again, not close to what Britt Baker got, but again, remember I said the most they usually get is 50,000. Oh yeah, Tony Khan at 93K. So again, this is the most viewed tweet. I mean, maybe 100,000 on a good day, but they don't never get the numbers like this with the Britt Baker tweet, where it got 274,000 views. So again, it's probably still going up till this day. Okay, so don't know what's going on with her status. Again, Ace Austin, don't know what's going on with him. He had a lot of promise too. That would be something. Seeing Sammy Guevara and Ace Austin, I think I might pass out watching that. Sorry, Ace Austin and Sammy Guevara, but let me stop. But again, I think they're both out. But again, Ace Austin, what happened to him? What happened to Private Party? Weren't they just brought back? So again, I know Mark got injured, but is this meaning Isaiah Cassidy's already back on the shelves? Damn, he just came back. So again, I hope this isn't the end for Isaiah Cassidy, because I do like him. But again, he's not really on the card no more ever since his partner got injured. The Ricochet stuff, a lot of people wanted to cancel him, but it died down because that's usually what fucking happens. It's a hot story for a month or so, but then after a while it dies down. So remember 2 months, like we were talking maybe a month ago, a lot of people will be saying, fuck him. he needs to be fired. But now look, it's been a month later and he's still, he's not getting booed out the building or he needs to get fired because again, it dies down after a while. I do like Ricochet. That's why I'm mentioning him. I mean, I'm just looking at the match card. We have Jericho and the Hurt Syndicate versus the Demand. I do like the one with the dreads. He's hot. I do like Ricochet. He's hot. The other guy, he looks crazy, but he looks fine. But Chris Jericho, always good to see him. Thekla and Sky Blue. Sky Blue is a baddie. I would say that. Versus Paris the Phone. I don't know who these people are. And Alex Windsor. Oh, I know Alex Windsor. Wasn't she part of CMLL? So I don't hope Thekla and Sky Blue wins. Surprised that Julia's not going to be in their corner, but I guess she said, you know what, this collision, I don't give a fuck. AEW World Trios Championship. The conglomeration versus the Don Callis family. Yeah, I don't really care about this. Maybe the Don Callis family can win because Andrade is part of this, but I don't really care about this. Jungle Jack Perry versus L. Klein for the national championship. Again, why can't we have Myron Reed or Desmond Xavier have this belt? Someone from the Rascals could hold this championship belt. I mean, it would make them look important. But I feel like Jack Perry will retain. Speaking about the Rascals versus the Young Bucks, which I feel like they're hot as well. Sorry, I said all these other people's hot, so I might as well say who's hot: Myron, Desmond, and Matt Jackson. But the Death Riders and the Dogs. This is hard because the Dogs are getting a lot of momentum. And the Death Riders always get a lot of momentum. They're usually the heel team that wins. But then you also have the Young Bucks that usually win too, and the Rascals that need the win. Again, I love Desmond Xavier. He's hot, and Myron Reed. But I don't know. I feel like one of them is going to take the L. So I hope I'm wrong. I feel like either it's going to be, I do like Daniel Garcia. I like him too. I feel like maybe Daniel Garcia or Desmond or Myron will lose. Just being real, if it's the Rascals team that wins, it's going to be, yeah, it has to be him. I don't think it's going to be anyone else. I mean, would Pac lose? Oh. Maybe Pac, who knows. But let's get back to the next one, Rush versus Adam Priest. I mean, now Daniel will lose, not Pac. I mean, could be Pac or Daniel. Oh, wait a minute. Is that even Pac? Child, I need my glasses. That ain't even him. That's someone from the Dogs. So, yeah, Daniel Garcia. But, Rush versus Adam Priest. I guess Rush. I know him from Ring of Honor. Again, we hear from FTR. Again, I'm so tired of them always doing a promo every damn show with the guy, their manager, wearing the black tracksuit or the green one. Is always the same outfit he wears. I don't need to see them talk again. You've been doing this for 2 months now. Chris Statlander in action. I mean, they could do different things with FTR where they can be featured, but I don't need to see them always in the ring talking shit. Damn, do something different. WWE released people. He did it last year, but nobody remember that. It was different year, the same BS in WWE. Exactly. Sammy is basically the new Ricky in AEW. Oh, just someone that, had a lot of promise, but, now is sitting in the sidelines. Do we really think that WWE would sign a Sammy Guevara? I know he has some trouble backstage and a bad reputation. Is he someone that WWE would take a risk? I don't know. I don't think Sammy Guevara would ever sign to TNA Impact unless that was his last option. I don't think so. Because allegedly, remember, he didn't want to go to TNA when they had that crossover. when they had the partnership, allegedly they wanted Sammy Guevara to go there to wrestle. And Sammy was like, I ain't going to no fucking TNA Impact. So that was alleged. I like Sammy Guevara. That's why I'm bringing him up. So please don't think I don't like him, because again, I wouldn't be bringing him up if I didn't like him. That's why I feel it's very weird that they are not putting him on TV, and I'm just trying to figure out why. Is it his attitude? Again, I wouldn't think that. He's nice when I met him in person. But again, is it the drama backstage? Is this like a Britt Baker kind of shit where they just a lot of drama allegedly, and that's why Tony Khan don't want him? Is because again, these two were both pushed really hard in the beginning of AEW, and then it felt like once AEW kind of got their own stride, they were kind of like pushed to the back. WWE really saying that every year people act like it hurts. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm a little upset about Zelina Vega, but yeah, that's why I'm not saying like FWE and FTKO and this is so sad and tragic, because we kind of saw this coming. We just don't see who is going to get released. We know it's going to happen. We just don't know who. So it's not surprising, I will say, with Zelina Vega and Aleister Black. I guess we can talk about him now. He thought it was so much better going back to WWE. I guess he kind of was like a Santos Escobar. You just can't resist because it's the biggest company in wrestling, so you just want to sign. Even though you know it's some bullshit, you still resign anyways. You like, I know it's some bullshit, but that check looking really nice. So, you know what? I'm going to deal with the bullshit. So, maybe that's what they think sometimes. Again, Santos Escobar did not want to resign, allegedly, originally, when it was his contract renewal time. So, again, you didn't want to resign, but then you resigned once they gave you an offer. So, what was the offer that was so good that you had to come back just for them to release you again? What was it? What was so good for, Aleister Black? Allegedly, he didn't want to take L's in AEW. Allegedly, he didn't like the creative. That's why he wasn't really getting booked. He really wanted to go back to WWE, and look what happened. Now he's released. Again, so what was different this time? Kind of like WWE, I thought before he left WWE the first time, he was unhappy with the booking. So again, what changed that you came back? Again, was it a check that made you come back? Was it a lot of empty promises? Like, do they have these business meetings? You're like, you know what, Aleister Black, when you come back, we're going to give you the WWE Championship. We're going to give you a $50,000 raise. We're going to put you on the cover of WWE 2K. We're going to feature you monthly on the WWE TV shows. Please come back, because this time around, yes, Aleister Black, we are going to give you $50,000 more, and you will be on the cover of WWE 2K. And Santos Escobar, please resign. Oh no, it's going to be better this time. No, we're going to give you $20,000 more. Yes, we're going to give you $20,000 more, and yes, we're going to put you on SmackDown every week, boo. You're going to be on SmackDown. We're going to give you the United States Championship. You're going to have a 5-month reign. We're going to put you on the back of 2K. Come on, sign with us again. Okay, I'm back. 5 months later, released. So what is it? Is it the check? Is it these empty promises that they're being told? Because you know what? I'm just being real. We like to be real here. If you release me from my job and I'm embarrassed where everyone knows that you got rid of my ass, ain't no way I'm coming back unless we had a conversation, and this conversation meant that I ain't going down with some bullshit like the last time y'all released my ass. Y'all not gonna release me again, baby, because we already have this. I'm not dealing with this. Y'all want me to come back? Y'all better give me a different ending this time. You want me to resign? I don't want to resign, because what you offering me some bullshit. What happened the last 3 years I was signed with some bullshit, so I don't want to come back. If that was Santos, I'm going to TNA, I'm going to AEW, I'm going to do the indies, I'm going to make my YouTube and do some indie bookings. I don't need to come back to this shit. So again, why do they keep coming back? Again, sorry, I'm just being real. Is it the check? Is it the empty promises? Is it because it's WWE and that is like the biggest company in wrestling, so you just can't resist? Even if you know it's a lot of bullshit, you're still gonna, jeopardize your career a little bit because you are wasting your time. Let's be real. Always a check isn't the best thing, YouTube. A lot of people think, oh, but you're getting paid. You're getting paid. But if you're a real, don't want to say that, that's mean. But if you're a wrestler that's very, very passionate about being a wrestler in your career, you wouldn't want to go back to a WWE that already put you on the shelves for a year and a half and you didn't do anything. And when you did get booked, you lost. That's not helping your career. That's not helping your fan base that follows you and that likes you from your indie wrestling to your WWE. And then they were your fans when you were an indie wrestler, but then when you became WWE, it was kind of like, oh, he keeps losing. Oh, he's not booked well. Oh, what happened to him? He used to wrestle all the time when he was part of the indies, but now he's barely getting booked. And then you keep resigning. It's kind of like your legacy is kind of, okay, he was part of WWE a couple times, but he really didn't do shit. So I'm just hoping in the future they don't keep resigning and just keep going through the same bullshit. That's all I'm saying. And that is why I'm talking to you, Charlie, aka Dakota Kai. Please do not go back. Please do not. Please. Baby. They could have made you the first Intercontinental Women's Champion. They made Bird Lady their first Intercontinental Women's Champion. I like Bird Lady now. It had to grow on me. Miss Bird Lady, I didn't know shit about her other than she likes birds and she's like a Tomb Raider kind of character who likes the nature. She's like a Julia and Michelle Chang from Tekken. She just loves the nature. She was given Bird Lady. Dakota Kai actually had character development. So she kind of was better fit to become the first ever women's Intercontinental Women's Champion because she actually has something going for her. But again, we had Miss Bird Lady, so again, boo, if you go back to that place, I'm sorry, just remember, they made Bird Lady the first Intercontinental Women's Champion over you, girl. And Bird Lady did not even have a personality at this time. I mean, now you could say she's been featured longer now, over a year now. So now she's kind of a little respected with the fans. She's no longer wearing these weird outfit that's covering her legs and, looking like a schoolgirl. Now she's actually showing some skin a little bit more confident, changing her look sometimes, her makeup, changing her hairstyle, not looking like the girl from Hunger Games asking for the birds to help her survive this round. So again, now she has personality, but she didn't have that when she faced Miss Dakota Kai. So please do not go back to the bullshit, Miss Dakota Kai, because again, they gave Bird Lady the title over you. Oh, Frank, are you laughing about what I'm saying about Bird Lady? Because I don't like Miss Bird Lady, how she got that title over Miss Dakota Kai. This would have done wonders. I mean, she was part of Damage Control. She had so much going for her. She had a nice NXT run. She had that psycho character going on. That would have been the time to make her psycho, kind of, back to her old ways, and she could have won the Intercontinental Women's Championship. That would have been historic, a very dark, I mean, she was already a heel, but she would have been a very dark heel if she would have been crazy again. I mean, imagine her, she would have brought the pink hair and shit. The short pink hair. Alright, they are, oh hey son. Pluto TV Gamer, how are you? I think we spoke before. How are you? Today is my grandma's birthday. Okay, so you guys doing something special for your grandma? You're going out to eat? How are you? Thank you for stopping by. Nevertheless, on your grandma's special day, so I do appreciate you stopping by. How are you? And right now I'm just gossiping. That's Dakota Kai trying to get to me. She's like, you know what? You talking so much, I'm gonna make you cough. No, girl, that's coming from love, girl. I don't want you to be embarrassed again, because it's embarrassing when they get released, because the whole world knows. It's different if you get released and you deal with it alone. But it's also some kind of embarrassment. Let's not, act fake and be like, it's not embarrassing. I know we want to be sensitive because these are real life people that just lost their job, and people are finding out in real life time, and they're also finding out. And then 2 hours later, Sean Ross is reporting that you got fired, and you just got the phone call your damn self, kind of like Zelina Vega said. I found out at 5 p.m. I got let go. 8 o'clock, you already done posting my ass. I'm like, damn, I'm already all over the internet. So it's embarrassing, in a sense. So I just don't want it to keep happening to these people. Some of them just want to use on TV. W is getting crowded now, I guess. I mean, yeah, that's kind of the scary thing. When they sign people, that it gets very, very crowded, which means your spot is on the line. So I'll be a little bit nervous. Kind of like those people that get injured sometimes, and you always hear this story how it took them like 2 months. No, I'm sorry. It took them like 5 months to recover, but they were supposed to be gone for 9 months, and you're all like, oh my God, they did it. They have so much passion for the business, or oh my God, they did it. Oh my God. Yeah, they're doing it because they know if they're injured for like a year, they're like a Zoe Starks. You don't get used. You're on the injury list. And then when you're cleared, you get released. So they don't want to be injured for no year. So they try to rush the process of getting back from injury. I mean, again, when you sign so many people, your spot can be taken away from you. Just like that. I mean, we just saw what happened to Nikki Bella. She was trying so hard to get, cleared for that WrestleMania match, but she got replaced. Luckily her job wasn't taken from her. But hey, when you're injured, A, you can get released, or B, someone will take your spot. And we saw Paige took her spot and won the championship with Brie Bella. I mean, still, they could have been like, this would have been a moment for Paige to come back, but they still would have lost. Even not taking the L, they could have still lost, and they could have gave the belts to Bayley or Lyra, or the Lash or Nia could have retained. But I guess WWE was like, we already have a storyline going on. Brie Bella, Nikki Bella are supposed to win. Nikki Bella can't compete. Paige will take her place, but we're continuing the plan. You guys will win now. And that's how it goes when you're injured. That's why you always hear about people coming back 4 months, 2 months, 3 months early, because that's what the game is. You get replaced. I mean, come on, let's be real. You don't think Nikki Bella is a little bit angry? You don't think she's a little bit jealous a little bit? I know that can be a little bit harsh, but you don't think she's a little bit like, damn, that should have been me. What the fuck? That should have been me. Or you don't think a little bit she's like, damn, they couldn't have let them lose? I mean, did I say that out loud? Shit, you couldn't have let Brie and them lose and just wait for me to get cleared so me and Brie Bella could win our first tag team championships together as a team? You couldn't have waited for that? You had to give it to her and Paige? So you kind of feel it, yeah, she's happy for her twin sister, but you kind of know in the back of her head, it was kind of like, there's some bullshit. They couldn't have waited for me? There's some bullshit. She even said on her podcast, she doesn't even think it's going to be another WrestleMania, a normal one that she's going to be part of, because this is her last contract, she said. So she's injured this WrestleMania. She said, yeah, next year Saudi, that could be her last WrestleMania, but we all know that ain't the same when you're wearing Power Ranger suits and limited to what you can do. I'm happy for Brie, though. Now that we're talking about it, I'm happy for Brie Bella. She was always the lackey of the Bella twins. Again, I always bring this up. But the first ever women's pay-per-view at WWE, they had Brie Bella being the flag girl for Nikki Bella, while Nikki Bella was main eventing. at Evolution against Ronda Rousey, while Brie Bella was the flag girl. So that's all they had for Brie Bella, is to be the flag girl for Nikki. And who is the longest reigning Divas champion? Is it Brie Bella? No, it's Nikki Bella. And even Brie Bella said, she told Creative, I don't need to compete. If Nikki Bella ain't competing, I don't need to compete. WWE said, no, we already have our plans, boo. Who you think you are? You gonna run this? You gonna run this, girl? No, you gonna stay your ass on that card and you gonna win with Paige. We don't care if you don't want to compete because of Nikki Bella. But Brie, I know she loves her sister a lot. This kind of gives Brie Bella some solo shine. This gives the Bella Army fans, as fans of the Bella twins, finally Brie Bella is getting her moment, right? What a moment for her. Paige returns, and you remember that night that Paige returned, she won the belt for Brie. Finally, Brie Bella gets some kind of accolades. Finally, she wasn't really booked well when she was the Divas champion that one time, compared to Nikki Bella, who's a 3-time or 2-time, but I know she's the longest reigning Divas champion. I know she main evented Evolution while Brie Bella didn't do shit. So I am happy for Brie. Now, for once, it's about her. Because we all know if the Bella twins would have won, it would have been about the Bellas as a whole. But now this is more about Brie. If you're a Bella Twin fan, you are happy that one of the Bella Twins won. So I'm not happy that Nikki got injured. I do love the Bella Twins. But I'm also happy. I love the underdogs. And I felt like Brie Bella was always the underdog of the two. And she was never utilized. So I'm happy that she's finally getting some solo shine outside of being a Bella Twin sister. Okay. So let me read. I'm done blabbing. I'm sorry. I just, once I get started, I can't stop. I got my grandma birthday card with money. Okay, cute. What kind of birthday card? Now, what did it say on it? Was it like a happy birthday? Was it like a dog on it? Or was it a special birthday? Like, I'm not sure her age. Like, is it her 60th, her 50th, or 80th? That's good. And they just gave her a card. Well, most of the stuff WWE I don't take serious at all, but that is most of the stuff WWE doesn't, I don't take serious at all, but that's what, we don't take some of this stuff serious, because at this point, it's just an overkill. The Pat McAfee shit was horrible. What the fuck? Who planned that? Like, really? And I heard allegedly Randy Orton was supposed to win the belt, and it was last minute that Cody Rhodes was going to retain. But at the same time, why did we have to ruin this WrestleMania match with all this outside shit? The Jelly Bean shit, the Pat McAfee, why? If anything, bring Ted DiBiase back to be part of that feud. And no, I'm not talking about Ted DiBiase Jr., because I know you guys blackballed him from the company, let's be real. Ever since he was accused of what he did, I do know that he was cleared and he won the trial. Do I think he was innocent? I can't say. So I have no opinion. But I do know that he is blackballed, because they didn't show him at all in the previews when they showed Legacy. They made sure to just show those two men. So again, they could have maybe brought Ted DiBiase, his father, and somehow included him in this, and say that his son was the heart of Legacy and they need to stop fighting. And then maybe they attack, or maybe Randy Orton attacks Ted DiBiase. He's older, so maybe he gets him attacked. And that brings heat to Randy Orton. And again, if they didn't want to bring Ted DiBiase Jr., they could have brought his father. He could have maybe mentioned him, or just shown him, could have reminded us of Legacy a little bit more, that there was a third member of that group at some point. Because again, if you weren't watching WWE, 12 years ago when this happened, you wouldn't know that they had a third member, because they never bring him up. Again, if you're going to bring a lot of outside shit, bring outside shit that makes sense. If Ted DiBiase would have been there, not Junior again, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, okay. it kind of is like a compromise. Okay, they don't want to show the son anymore, but they're bringing the dad out who's talking about the son. So it's a little compromise. So he's kind of still involved. Hot take, AEW coming. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. You gonna be there? I'm gonna be there. Somebody did send me that last night. Thank you so much because you just reminded me I gotta get my motherfucking tickets because I will be there on both nights. Last time at the Masonic Temple, right? Last time I didn't go. Steven, last time I didn't go both days. I only went the one night. The first night, but then I didn't go the next night because I was going to Germany for my 29th birthday, which this was last year, and I was going to Germany. So I did want to make sure I went to one of them at least, but I'm happy they're coming back. I did enjoy it the first time around. It was a good show. I enjoyed watching Ring of Honor. And this time around, I'm going to try to invest more into meet and greets, maybe. I didn't really see that as an option, but I wasn't really that invested on researching because, again, I had a trip I had to go to the next day after attending. So, that would have been a lot. So, and also was meeting one of my friends there to hang out with her and watch the show. So, again, it was a lot going on that day. But I am excited they are back. So, thank you so much for reminding me. A lot of people say the Motor City Machine Guns should have been, should have been involved in AEW and should have signed. A lot of people said it would have made sense. A lot of people said the Young Bucks. But again, I feel like the Young Bucks just wanted that accolade on their resume that they were a former WWE Tag Team Champions. I will say this, them going to AEW, if their accolade, if they want their resume to have them having all of the major promotion tag team belts, such as the Ring of Honor, AEW, TNA, WWE, then yeah, of course they'll go to AEW because I think they're already a Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion. I think they're already a WWE Tag Team Champ, already a TNA Tag Team Champ. Were they in New Japan? Probably already a New Japan Tag Team Champ. So if they want their resumes to have all the major promotions while they're active, yeah, they'll go to AEW to make sure that they win the belts. Don't know if it's going to be the same thing in AEW where they're used a little bit correctly, but then, they're used to win the belts. It's good for AEW that they have legacy teams such as the Motor City Machine Guns holding their belts, but it's also good for Motor City Machine Guns that they also have AEW tag team titles on their resume. So it helps both parties, but again, is this all that they're going to do with them? Have them win the belts and then release them after they have no real plans for them? Hopefully not. And yeah, Steven, if you're going, let me know if you're going to the show. Maybe we can say hello if you go. If I'm open to that, saying hello to you in real life if you want to be at the show, because I'll be there. Thanks for reminding me again, Steven. Okay, congratulations to Paige. Hope WWE books her right and hope she doesn't get injured, especially her neck. Yeah, that's a major concern, and I think this is also another reason why they moved forward with the plans to have Brie Bella win the titles and with Paige, because I feel like with Paige being part of the tag team championship holders, she will only have to tag. So her being part of this tag team, this protects her neck because she's not doing one-on-one competition. She's not doing triple threat competition where it's just her defending herself. Now she has Brie Bella defending her and she's defending Brie Bella. She's not in the ring as long as it would be if she was fighting solo. Because if it was just a one-on-one match and it was a 15-minute match, that's 15 minutes that she needs to fight. But if it's a tag team match and it's 15 minutes, maybe out of that she only fights 7 minutes. So it protects her a little bit more. So this is more like a test run for WWE to see how her condition is, because again, they get to protect her a little bit with her being part of a tag team. If something happens to her neck, which don't want nothing to happen, she could always tag out, and then, unfortunately, if they don't clear her again, that'll be it for her. But again, if she's part of this tag team, she could always tag out and the match could continue. even if it gets too much for her, even if they don't rule her out, but if something happens where it becomes too much and they don't want her to get injured for good, they could always get her tagged out. And yeah, a lot of people aren't talking about that. We have Lizzie Rain, aka Rain Leverkusen, debuting in NXT next week. I am watching NXT next week. I did watch this week and I was very impressed. So I will be watching NXT next week. So I will see her debut. So yeah, I will see how she is. There's a lot of hype around her. So I'm excited. I'm absolutely excited. Seems like you're a fan, so you're excited too. Kenny Omega would definitely want Kyrie to go to AEW. Did they ever date? Hey, I'm just saying, we like to gossip here. I heard rumbles that they dated at some point, but then I heard rumbles that he dated, who's that other small girl? Riho? But then I heard rumors that he's bisexual, that he likes men too. Because then I heard, they were kind of alluding that he's bisexual by having on one of the vlogs where he was on Grindr, where he had a Grindr purchase of a member. So they kind of were alluding and kind of playing with the bisexual rumors when they had Kenny Omega on one of the BTS vlogs, him on Grindr, which is a gay app. But I thought, maybe he's really fluid. If he's a freak, he's a freak. Do he got any kids? I don't think he do. So if he's a freak, I wouldn't be surprised if he's a freak. But still, I thought that Kairi Sane and him were a couple at some point. Oddly. Or is that Rio? Hello, you think TNA is going to sign Wyatt? Hello, Sherry. And if you can, please like and follow. If you guys do not, and if you already follow, thank you. I do forget to say that. I do post at least 3 times a week pro wrestling news and go live twice a week. So here we are. Who knows if she would want to go to AEW, by the way, Black. Maybe she just wants to go back to New Japan after, New Japan, but maybe she wants to go back to Japan after being released and just being with her husband. But, if she wants to, what's stopping her? If she was going to stay with WWE, she still would be away from her husband, right? So we can't clear that out. Even if she would have stayed with WWE, she would still be away from her husband regardless. So again, a lot of people are using that excuse, well, now that she's released, she can be back with her husband. Well, if she wasn't released, she would still have been away from her husband. Did she quit WWE? No, she was forced out. So maybe, some people are thinking maybe she doesn't want to sign another 2 or 3 years where it's a guarantee that she's going to be gone. But I never thought that this was going to be Kairi Sane's last contract. She never alluded that she was never going to re-sign again. So I don't know why everyone's under the assumption that she wants to go back to Japan. So you may be on to something. That would be something. The YX6 kind of already got something going on, though. No, I'm sorry. TNA already got a mini YX6. So what is that? The Order, not the System. Who are those folks that just faced the Hardys and they just got a win? He just got a W against Matt Hardy this week. Yeah, I watched TNA this week, and I remember one of the guys from the tag team. That's like the Wyatts. He just won by a distraction. So I don't know if they would be a great fit in TNA right now because they already have a team that looks like the Wyatts. Not to be funny, I'm just saying they already have a team that kind of looks like them. But of course, I can't find their fucking names, but they kind of remind me of the fucking Wyatts, so I don't really think they would. The Righteousness, yes, thank you. Let's put them on the hot screen. I feel like they reminded me of them. Because I remember this week, one of them got a win over Matt Hardy. And I kind of like them. And they kind of remind me of the Wyatt family. And I even said at one point they need to add a girl to that group. I'm thinking with Zaya Brookside, again, I do watch her turning heel on Ming Ling, I thought maybe she would be a perfect person to be the first female in the group. I mean, they would be a nice faction. I mean, if they want her to be taken seriously, they could maybe add her to this group. I mean, she would look, that would be badass. Now they would have like a female in the group. It would make them a little bit more serious if they have another member. Right now they're just a tag team, but I could see them as a faction. But here they are. Again, this is why I don't think the Wyatts will be signed to TNA. I mean, maybe they would. I mean, they would get a mega push. But if they get signed to TNA, I think these people won't get pushed anymore. Let's just be real. They kind of have that Wyatt 6 kind of vibe. So, yeah, I don't think they're going to... Again, their push would be over. Again, he kind of looks like Bray Wyatt to me, the guy that's not sticking out his tongue. Again, they could have Zaya Brookside part of this team if they want to make it a faction. She now just became heel. So, this is a perfect opportunity. I forgot she was part of WWE at some point. I really forgot. I think she got a lot of buzz when she was in WWE. Like, she was a future star that they thought was going to, be the face of that division. But she really didn't go far. But I do remember she did have a lot of buzz. Okay, this is fitting. So she could do this. I guess this kind of will be a copy of Miss Bliss. But she has done this look before. But now she is a heel all the way. This is when she was facing Rosemary. She was a baby face, but she still had a different hairstyle. Which I think now if they put a lot of makeup on her or change her look, she could be a heel again with them and be the female. I mean, look at her right here. With the crazy hair, the pigtail look, she could have that. I know Alexa Bliss had that when she was evil. But again, she looks evil. Look at her nails, all bright and colorful. She had maybe some goth makeup, or her makeup was more, not put together, but it was more makeup applied to her, where she had a nicer makeup look. Not the baby face, but more of I'm a sexy, badass, bad bitch look with this crazy hair, and maybe a little bit more aggression. She could join the Righteousness. So that's who I want to see join the group. Alright, so I did want to talk about TNA a little bit, so sorry. I know I dragged that on a little bit, but I really don't talk about TNA, so I'm just talking about what I feel about TNA right now. Again, Mustafa Ali getting this mega push. I guess. You know what I'm saying? I guess. Was he really a big star in WWE? Yeah, the hacker situation that never finished. We still never even got a finish on why he was hacking or if he was revealed as the hacker, which I always thought was kind of racist to me, that she made him the hacker. I always thought that was a little bit racist to me that they made him the hacker. I'm just saying, why does he need to be the one that's the hacker? But again, that was the biggest thing we had going with him before he got released. So again, I know they're pushing him a lot. Don't know if he should be the World Heavyweight Champion. You know what? Let me pull up the roster and give you my honest opinions. If I was booking the show, who I would make be the stars and the champions. Mia Yim did have a good promo, her crying. I laughed a little bit when she first said, I don't speak English, so I do apologize. Not what she was saying, but just the fact that she just straight up said, Y'all will not understand half the stuff I'm saying, but I'm gonna give y'all a promo and I'm gonna give y'all all the emotions I got. And she did kill that shit. I will give that to Ling Ying. Lee, I did like that promo. I do like her a lot. I just feel like she just never utilizes the best of her ability. Again, I think it's a language barrier, so they really don't try to push her too much. Oh, she could also be part of the righteousness. Oh my God, she also could be. Wait a minute. She also could be part of the righteousness. Come on. Oh my God. Oh my God. She really fits the righteousness right here. I know she kind of reminds me of Miss Alexa Bliss, but I do like this girl too. She has a bright future if they book her. And I really feel like she could be like a heel bad bitch. So this is another person they could add to be the first female to the group. And she could be a heel. I forgot all about her. Where is she? Come on, put her on the big screen. I already have a photo of her saved. Oh, because I talked about her. I think she's very pretty. I feel like she could also be the female of the righteousness. She could have like a badass look to her. Kind of, yeah, she kind of does have the Alexa Bliss hairstyle as well. I guess I don't want to keep comparing everyone to Alexa Bliss. Maybe because I just said they're kind of like the Wyatt, which the Wyatt, they had Alexa Bliss as the female of the group. But again, I could see her being a complete heel. As well, she could also be a contender. So if they don't want Zaya Brookside, they don't want her to be the heel where she could be a heel, but if they want to take it up a notch, they could have her join the faction. And they could make it a faction instead of a tag team, having her be the female of the group. But if they don't want to do that, they kind of want her just to be feuding with Zaya, and that's just her whole heel thing, is just her feuding with her former best friend, and then she gets her ass beat, and then she becomes a babyface again. Okay, but she also could have joined the group then, maybe. The Righteousness, Zaya Brookside. Okay, so you're a big TNA fan. I can tell because you know about these people. So it's not a bad thing, but I do appreciate someone that also watches TNA because I can tell you know these people. So you think Zaya Brookside would be a good fit for the Righteousness? Because, like a Cora Jade, she doesn't fit. But, Zaya Brookside could fit. This could be her big moment. This could help the group as well. I mean, having a female could bring in a little bit more viewers. And then, it would fit it would fit perfectly with the other groups they have because don't they have, what's her name? Tasha Steele, isn't she part of a group? And isn't the other girl part of a group too? Do you want to know something? Miss Alicia Edwards, and she part of a group, a faction? So you already have females as part of a faction, so they could be a faction, and she could be part of it. A Mila Grace or Zaya Brookside. But let's get back to who I think should run this division. Mr. Elegance, since he's hot and I want him to pin me. Okay, let me stop. But let's see who could win. Who could be the breakout stars? The system, I would say this. You're a liar. Cedric Alexander, you are a liar. You said you didn't join AEW because you wanted to focus on your independence. C, you want to be an individual to mark your own lane, so you decided to re-sign with TNA because you did not want to join the Hurt Syndicate in AEW because you wanted to make more for yourself. Yet you re-signed and you've done nothing but be part of the system, which is a fucking faction. So again, just say that Swole and Tony Khan, they do not like each other. You do not like what they did to your wife, and just keep it pushing. Because if you tell me that, or you say in interviews that you don't want to join AEW because you don't want to be associated with the Hurt Syndicate because you want to focus on your solo career, and then you're nothing in the system talking about the system's going to take over TNA, that's not really focusing on your solo career. So you're kind of contradicting your damn self. Like, which one is it? You don't want to be part of a group. That's why you don't want to be part of AEW. You want to focus on your solo career, yet you resign and you're only part of the system. You're not really doing solo shit. I mean, yeah, he has solo competition, like trying to beat Leon Slater for the X Division Championship, where he lost recently, but still, I would think that if you want to be a solo competitor, you would not want to be part of this group. I mean, again, you could have been part of the Hurt Syndicate in AEW and done some solo shit as well. So, what you're talking about doesn't make any sense. So clearly, this goes back to Swole. I think Big Swole. I think it has something to do with his wife, how she was released, how she talked bad about AEW, because whatever happened between the two parties, it did not end well. And I think he was there in the background watching what was going on with his wife. He didn't like what happened, therefore he doesn't want to join. So I guess, be a real bitch and just say that shit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, oh, I just wanted to be a solo star. Because again, I feel like it has something to do with Big Swole and how she left AEW, how she don't like AEW, how she's like, fuck that, and he don't want to join because his wife and what happened. So again, why don't you just say it? But instead you're saying, oh, it's because I don't want to be part of a team. Which you're part of a team, so just say what the real issue is. Your wife in AEW didn't end well. You saw what happened to your wife. You're standing behind your wife, therefore you don't want to go to AEW, and that's perfectly fine. I think a lot of people would respect him a little bit more if he just said the real. Instead of just saying, you know what, I don't want to join because I don't want to be part of a team, and then you're part of the system. What? Clearly has something to do with your wife and what happened. And I liked her a little bit. A lot of people was calling her a lesbian. I didn't like that shit. A lot of people were saying she was a lesbian. A lot of people were saying that he was her beard. I was not liking what they were saying about her. Just because she had, I hate when they do this to women. Just because they have a different look, mohawk, that don't mean they like women. Braids, athletic, that don't mean they like women. There are some women, and I hate when they do that to certain women. But they did that with Jordan Grace too. I remember they were saying at one point she was a man. Or she needs to stop taking the steroids. Like anytime they got a woman that's a little bit built, they always want to call them a lesbian. I did like her. I don't know what ever happened to her though. Who kept it real? Cedric? Oh, he did? Because I don't remember him ever saying it was because of his wife. All I remember him saying, allegedly, he said, oh, because I don't want to be part of the Hurt Syndicate, because I don't want to be part of the group. And now he's part of the group, so that's why I'm like, it doesn't really make sense what he said. That's what I'm saying. If he said something about Big Swole and said, due to what happened to Big Swole, that's why I don't want to join AEW. Okay, at least you're being real about it, but don't say you don't want to be part of the group and then you're part of the system. That's kind of contradicting what you told us. Wrestling Resolver will be live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. It will feature EC3 fresh off his JCW debut. And TNA return. JCW, The Outbreak, MLW, Crew, and J. Christ, a.k.a. The World. Okay, so thank you for giving them a shout out to Wrestling Revolver. I mean, how much is it? Tell us the price. Tell us the price. You got me wanting to watch, but if got something, if it's like $30, I don't want to jump. I don't want to watch. Sorry, I don't know most of these people to pay that money, girl. The economy bad right now. Cedric Alexandra. So if it's less than $20, sure, count me in. No, he didn't. No, No, Slam Wrestling. You got me putting this up. Slam Wrestling. March 2026. Cedric Alexander says he rejected a chance to join AEW. Cedric Alexander says he turned down the opportunity to join AEW alongside his former Hurt Business stablemates because he wanted to focus on building his own path. Speaking on Busted Open Radio, Cedric Alexander addressed speculation that he would reunite with Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP after the trio revived the group in AEW under the name The Hurt Syndicate in late 2024. Alexander was a key member of the Hurt Business during its run in WWE, and many fans expected him to eventually join the faction again. However, he said the situation was more complicated than it appeared. Bobby Lashley, MVP, they're all legit close friends of mine. So I was very happy for them that they got to bring the group back and finish their story, their careers, the way that they wanted to, Alexander said. But I was also like, man, what about me? I was part of that group too. I helped make the group what it was. Cedric Alexander says he declined the opportunity to join AEW so he could do his own thing. Cedric Alexander revealed that he was offered the chance to join AEW around the time the group was reforming, but ultimately declined. When I had the opportunity to go to AEW, I was looking at a sense of, well, for them, they're finishing their careers with the Hurt Business, he said. I still have another 10 to 15 years to go, so I kind of want to do my own thing and just be my own man for a while. So that's what he said, why he didn't want to join AEW, because he wants to be his own man for a while. And they're at the point where they're about to finish their careers. And he still has a lot in his tank, and he wants to be his own man. That's what he said. But again, that's kind of confusing, because then when I look every week on TNA and I see this, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. You said you wanted to, this is, so I guess that's him being his own man, but okay. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You said that on Busted Open, you want to be your own man, but then this is you. Okay. So again, I guess he was being a little bit real when he said it's complicated, because clearly it had something to do with Big Swole. Because again, that's not being your own man. So that kind of is why I kind of look at him a little bit weird when I see him every week teaming with these people. And it's kind of like, okay, you clearly didn't say the truth. Because again, this is the real her. She didn't like it. But again, I ain't mad at him. But again, you would have gained a little bit more respect if you would have just kept it 100 or not say anything. You could have just said nothing. To have people speculate why you didn't join, but you made a whole, I want to be my own man. I want to, they're at the 10, they're at the end of their careers and I have so much more to do and I want to focus on myself and be alone. I wish them nothing but the best, but I got to focus on my solo career. But then it's like, you're not really focused on that. But again, I'm wishing him nothing but the best. But let's continue to some AEW news now. Because I don't want to harp on him. I mean, I do like him. That's why I'm talking about him clearly, but I just don't like how he looks a little silly now, because he kind of contradicts what he told us. Blake Monroe, wishing you nothing but the best on the roster. Again, I feel like you're going to get lost in the shuffle with the Tiffany Stratton. It's Tiff time. But wishing her nothing but the best on SmackDown. Because clearly Tiffany Stratton is not going anywhere. She just won the Mid-Card Championship. So, Okay, so we got some gossip. RingsideNews.com. AEW star shuts down possibility of Aleister Black return after WWE release. An AEW name is already speaking out against the idea of Aleister Black heading back to the company after WWE release and is shutting down fan speculation fad. Okay, stop with this nitty gritty bullshit. Tell me who said this. Damn. One fan even suggested bring the group back. Blah 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 blah. Let's get on to it. AEW talent coordinator Sean Dean stepped in and didn't leave any room for that. That one, so I guess he said no. Okay, so I wasted my time. Okay, I guess he said no, so I guess, I don't know, is there bad blood with Aleister Black and AEW? Did he leave on bad terms? I do. Why did he leave AEW? Let's see why he even left it. As for that, why did he leave? Aleister Black left AEW early 2025. Okay, it's 2026. Okay, we're almost mid-year. So it hasn't even, I guess it's been a year, but alrighty. Gone. Left AEW in early 2025 because the creative vision for his character did not align with Tony Khan's. And unfortunately, the creative vision with WWE didn't align with them with you, so they got rid of your ass. But let's keep talking. Prompting his return to WWE, he felt his career goals were better suited to WWE. I'm sorry, this is not funny. It's just like this was a year ago. He was like so confident, like my vision isn't aligning. I am not losing to these people in AEW. I am going back to WWE. Again, what are these promises that they're telling them? Like, are they like picking up the phone? Triple H. Oh, Triple H. Oh, okay. So you're gonna give me 50,000 more? Okay. Oh, you gonna make me a WWE champion? Okay. Damn, you gonna give me a signing bonus? Okay, I'm gonna be on the cover of the WWE 2K. Sign me up. I don't know what he's telling these people. Because again, he was very confident on re-signing with them. Santos Escobar. Why did he leave WWE and not renew? Let's talk about this real fast again. Because I'm still confused. What are these promises? Based on reports from October 25, Santos Escobar departed WWE after his contract expired because he declined to re-sign due to creative dissatisfaction and inconsistent booking rather than financial reasons. Well, that was a lie because he did resign to them, and then he went to Triple A because they did not want to put him on the main roster. They were like, no, we're putting you in Triple A because we don't have plans for you on SmackDown or Raw. And then he got injured briefly, and then they released him. So again, it wasn't about financial reasons him, leaving and not resigning, but I guess that was a reason for it. I'm sorry. I guess that wasn't a reason, the financial reasoning wasn't the reason why he didn't resign originally when his contract expired, but it was the reasoning for him to resign again because clearly they didn't have no plans for him afterwards. That was a lie. Sorry, I'm just not reading your comments, so sorry, I'm just trying to remember where I left off. Trust the system, so I'm just trying to make sure I did not leave something out, so sorry. So who? They were calling, you said who? I'm doing good. I've been online for an hour and 30 minutes. When we get the gossip in. See, that's what I'm saying. When I interact with you guys, I talk more. If it's like no one really talking, I just get off after 30 minutes and say, I hope you guys enjoy the replay. But this time I actually reminded people that I'll be on like 2 days in advance. So I'm going to make sure I do that more. Like give reminders and tell at least 48 hours. So thank you for those that came, by the way. Okay, so yeah, they're calling Big Swole a lesbian. I mean, maybe she swing both ways if they swingers, but still, that's a conversation for another day. Let me keep going. The sister, I don't blame him. He kept it real. Hold on, I read that already. He said nothing. Trust the system. Okay. I trust God, not the system. Oh, I'm like, what are you talking about? But that's so funny. Uh, Cedric was lying. It was about his wife. Cedric Alexander did say that. He lied to the fans. He lied to the community of fans. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna make a video one day about that, and like play the audio clip of him saying that, and then me like talking, like, and then showing pictures of him on the system. Be like, this is the individuality that you were seeking. Being part of a 4-man group, okay. But I heard Cedric Andrews says no to his wife. I mean, he didn't say no, apparently, to the point that he re-signed with them. That he signed with AEW. I guess he said yes. I won't sign with them since what happened to you. Let's be real. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Most of them do lie. Again, because it would have kind of. Yeah, he would have gained respect from the fans for being real and just saying he doesn't want to join due to the way things ended with his wife in AEW. But then also they lie because they want to be media trained. They're media trained, so they're kind of trained on what to say, so they say generic shit like that just to not say anything bad about a company. I mean, maybe he does hope that maybe one day he will go to AEW, or a big swollen AEW will discuss the issues and they will, come together, maybe. So maybe that's why he's leaving it open, where he's not saying too much, so he doesn't close the door. Maybe, he's keeping that AEW door open because, he's not stupid. He knows if WWE does not re-sign him after this TNA stint, he knows he may not have another chance. So he knows not to burn the bridge. And let's be real, he may like TNA right now, but let's be real, he may not want to be part of TNA forever in 10 or 15 years, where the best thing he got going is being part of TNA and being the heavyweight champion. He may want to be on a bigger TV platform. So he already knows if he's going to burn a bridge with AEW and say he doesn't want to sign to them due to what they did to his wife, and then maybe get details on why he doesn't like AEW. He already knows if WWE doesn't want to sign him back ever, that's one place gone. He already knows if he wants to make more money eventually than just the TNA money, he knows he can't burn that bridge if WWE doesn't want him back ever. So he kind of has to do the whole, I just want to focus on me, I love my man. I love the men of my group, and I want them to succeed in AEW, and I'm wishing all parties nothing but the best, but, I just want to focus on me. Because, again, if WWE doesn't sign him, that's the only other option he has, to give him a big check, unless he likes the TNA stuff and doing the indie stuff. But after a while, you don't want to grind that hard. You just want to be part of just a company that pays you well. Kind of like a Josh Alexander. He kind of gave up the indie stuff. Last year he stopped doing indies. He said he's just going to do it where he signs to a company and just do that. Because the grinding, doing AEW and then indies, or doing TNA and the indie, it can be a lot trying to make all that money. So you just want to sign, get a nice contract, and keep it pushing. But how old is Santos Escobar? Let's put him back on the hot seat. Oh, he's 41. He is 41. I always thought he was hot too. So now, I already said who I thought was hot, so I might as well be honest with him. I guess his two friends, they survived the cut. I really feel like he got replaced by Dominic Mysterio. Let me put them up. I mean, sometimes they do cuts on Mondays or on the weekends, so not to say nobody else will get cut, but the one at the very end, Vulture, what's his name again? He had a lot of promise. The one at the end, he had a lot of promise. He was supposed to be pushed as the biggest, Hispanic person on the main roster. Again, I'm just keeping it all the way real. He had that, they like to only give certain spots to certain races. Let's just be honest. Kind of like the African American, the blacks. They don't usually give all the black people that are assigned a big push. It's always limited. So he was the star that they were pushing. He was young, the up-and-coming Hispanic star. The one at the end. What is his name? Shit. Let me get his name first. I know he's part of Triple A more. So Angel, no, Berto. So Berto. So Berto had a lot of promise when he first was on the main roster. I thought he was going to be like a mid-card champion, like intercontinental champion. I thought he was going to have all the accolades. I thought he was going to be, someone else on Raw that was going to get a mega push. Then they started putting him in tag teams, and then slowly they just stopped booking him altogether. And then they started putting him in Triple A, and then they put him on the main roster sometimes, but usually he loses. And then they give him a brief tag team title run, and then he loses again. So again, I thought he had a lot going for him when he first debuted it, but then Dominic Mysterio came. A lot of people at first thought he was the Nepo baby, and then he did prove himself by being part of the Judgment Day, gained a lot of respect. Then he became the Hispanic person that got that mega push on the main roster. So then he kind of took the back seat, and I was just part of the tag team. But again, I thought he was going to be pushed very hard when I first saw him on the main roster. So it's very sad what they're doing with him now. I will say he had a lot of promise when he first joined the roster. His tag partner at the end, Angel, I know a lot of people like him, but to me he was always tag star. Him and Santos, again, Santos was going to get a mega push. Didn't really go anywhere. Again, he is handsome. They kind of use his looks to kind of get him pushed. 41, I mean, people are still wrestling in their 50s, so I won't say that he's at the end of his career. I would say the golden days are gone. I'll say that. But I won't say he's at the end of his career. I'm not trying to be rude or funny. I'm just saying the golden years, his prime days are gone. Now Santos Escobar's, and they kind of wasted it. But we shall see what happens with him. I guess, if I was AEW, would I want to sign him? Probably not. Just saying. We don't know. I mean, maybe he was playing games with them. He was kind of entertaining them, AEW. And then he re-signed with WWE. So again, if you were playing games with me, or you kind of were alluding that you were going to sign my company, but then WWE gave you a better contract deal, and now they got rid of you, I don't know if I really want you to join it. Because when you originally had the opportunity to join, you didn't. Because you thought you had it so good with WWE. Again, I'm just saying, if I was a business owner, how I would react. Again, if you didn't want to join when you had the opportunity, don't join now because you got let go. I'm not Charity Case where you only want to come when it's convenient. So I don't know if he burned a bridge. Again, I gotta keep it real. Don't know if he burned a bridge. He might have, unfortunately. Because again, if he didn't want to resign, wouldn't that mean he had plans to go somewhere else? So if you told me that you was going to join my company and then you just went back to WWE, now you calling it back? Oh yeah, remember what we talked about, 8 months ago? Yeah, remember that? Oh yeah, I'm back. Let's keep talking. Huh? Oh no, baby. No, boo-boo. You stay on the freelance. I wish you well, though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no Charity Case. Now, I hope Tony Khan does that too. I'm tired of him just accepting people because things didn't work out for WWE. I want it to be at some point where AEW, and this goes for TNA too, where they're known or where people want to sign to them because they want to sign to them because they want to be there. Because they like AEW, because they like the product, because they want to make a difference, because they want to have an AEW championship on their resume, because they have passion for their company. And I don't want rejects, let's just be real, people that got rejected from WWE just to join AEW because things didn't work out. So I do want Tony Khan to focus on people that want to be part of AEW just because. Like a Santos Escobar, if he would have joined because he didn't want to re-sign with WWE because he didn't like the creative direction, but then he joined AEW because he knew he was worth a little bit more. I would have respected that. You left the big company because you expected a little bit more for yourself. But now you signed back to the company due to the paycheck, and now you all of a sudden want to go to AEW because things didn't work out. Mm. I don't know. He may have to go to. Is it Mexican wrestling popular too? So he may want to do some Mexican wrestling. What is it? CMLL? Isn't that Mexican? Uh, yeah, he may want to do that. Or lucha wrestling. I mean, TNA, I guess you could have something there. Not saying I don't like Sanchez, I do like him, but right now I feel like it would be really silly if Tony Khan would just sign him right away. I feel like, okay, you know what? I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be where he can never sign with them, but at least give it a year or a couple months, 6 months at least. Do not be so desperate to sign these people when things don't work out for them. You need to start showing these wrestlers that AEW is a promotion that should be respected for what it's done. We're not a charity case where things don't work out for you in WWE, so therefore you just want to join my company. No. So I think he needs to, if he's going to sign Santos, let him not suffer, but let him think about it for 6 months. Let him think about it. Like, damn, I really should have signed to AEW when I had the opportunity the first time. If he calls Tony Khan, I would be like, if I was Tony Khan, I'll think about it. All right. Okay. I understand things didn't work out. Okay. I'll think about it, we'll discuss it. Me and you gonna do business together. I'll think about it. You want my brain. Thank you for letting me know. But I would not be like, okay, let's, have a conversation. Let me sign you now. CMLL or Ring of Honor. Yeah. But thank you, CMLL or Ring of Honor. I mean, again, he would have to go through Tony to be part of that. But again, if a Ring of Honor, he could be, you know what? Thank you. Because I don't really talk about Ring of Honor that much. And, because I don't really watch it that much, because again, I'm petty. I can be petty sometimes. I remember I was a Ring of Honor. I was an Honor Club member, and I remember we were supposed to get a month free because the pay-per-view, it was glitching. So they put it on YouTube for free. And then I remember Tony Khan was tweeting, who's ever an Honor Club member right now will get a free month. And I remember my month renewal was coming. I'm like, I don't see no credit, but y'all still trying to talk about on the settings that a payment is said to be, taken from me. I mean, it was only $6, I think, but still, I don't like people that lie. As you can see, like with the Cedric Alexander shit, you just see, like, I don't like people that lie. You didn't have to say that. Like, what you mean it's gonna be free, but then you still trying to charge me the next month. If you would have gave me that free month, I probably still would be a Ring of Honor member, if we're being real. I really was watching it for Sammy Guevara and Red Velvet. I would rewatch it, watch it again for Myron Reed and Desmond Xavier and then the Rascals. I know they be on there sometimes. But you do know there are other ways to watch it. Just saying. For free. It may not be 1080, but you can watch it in 720. So I could technically still watch it if I really wanted to. But yeah, Ring of Honor, they need to add some more names to it. So you are right. Maybe if they added like a name like him, that would be nice. Because let's see, I don't even know any of these people. Do they even have a website, Ring of Honor? Oh, you know what? Let me go back because I get so off track. Let me go back on who I would book. It's the TNA. Let me get back to it 25 minutes later, right? So, a lot of people don't like AJ Francis. What I would do if I was booking TNA, I would have TNA make a mid-card women's championship called... I don't know what I would call the mid-card champion. I don't know, the sensational knockout champion. the mid card championship, the Sensational, I don't know, knockout champion, I don't know, but anyways, they need to make a mid card championship, and I feel like the first ever mid card champion for the women's should be Miss Alicia Edwards. She would be a good mid card champion if they ever do that. I feel like she would make it feel important, and I feel like she deserves that accolade. Again, I don't think they ever really want to book her to be the TNA Knockouts champion, because if they wanted to, they would have. Who I would feel would be a great current heavyweight champion. Oh, didn't know Chris Bay was still employed by them. Let's see. Jeff Hardy, maybe. He could have a nice reign. Leon Slater, they could make him the TNA champion. That could book him to do that. That may make him want to stay in TNA if he was booked. Great. If they made him the face of the company. I mean, if you're the face of the company and it's almost time for you to renew, are you going to give that up to go to WWE, or will you sign for another year if you're the face of the company, and hopefully TNA can keep you another year longer, because they do these short-term contracts. So they do 6 months, they do a year. So again, if they make him the face of the company, he may resign for another year. Leon Slater. Trey Miguel, I would have maybe be the World Heavyweight Champion. He has been part of that company for a while now. And let's be real, it seems like fate. That is the only company major that he will be part of. Sadly, part of his career. Because let's be real, he did turn down the WWE offer when the Rascals first left TNA. That's why they were at MSK. He stayed down because he wanted to be with his nephew, I think, or his niece. And I don't know. I feel like the platform was a little bit too much for his anxiety. I do know he has anxiety issues. He's very open about his mental, so I felt like it kind of messed with his anxiety a little bit going to that big company, so he declined. That's why you had MSK, Nash Carter, and Wesley go, and that's why Trey Miguel stayed in TNA. But now we know what happened to AEW. He's kind of blackballed from there. Maybe one day they will let him go. I do hope one day he can. Maybe when the Rascals re-sign, maybe they can offer him a contract. If, a couple years, a year or 2 years later, he doesn't do anything, they feel like, there was a lot of backlash for not for firing him, because that's basically what they fucking did. Fired his ass. Maybe they would, consider him. We're re-signing. We kind of did him a little dirty the first time, we might sign him this time. But it looks like right now TNA is the only place he really can go, because again, I don't know if WWE would sign him solo, and I don't know if they would be a little bit mad that he didn't sign the first time when MSK came, so they might be like, you didn't want to come the first time, you weren't that hungry to join us, so why now? But again, with AEW, hopefully he's not banned forever, but it seems like TNA is basically where he's stuck at, literally. But I would make him the TNA champion. He is a known face of that company, so why not utilize him? I know they made him the international champion, which is cute, but still. Speaking of international champion, I could see Cedric Alexander holding that belt if I was booking. I mean, Mustafa Ali, he's okay. I wouldn't say I would strip him off of it, but I was booking. Women's champion, I would make maybe Ashley Elegance the champion, or Elena Black. I feel like Elena Black has a lot to prove. She really did not get that far in NXT, but she was always someone that we want to see win. Someone else that could be the international champion should be Jason Hodge. He's really talented. Tag team gold, the Hardy Boys I would give. If ABC was still there and Chris was still wrestling, probably them. They don't really have a lot of tag teams, to be honest. Like Casey Navarro and what's his name, Top Dollar, AJ Francis. They're not even a team no more. So not a lot of teams to go off of. To be honest, their roster's a little slim. The Great Hands, tag team champions again. Jason Hodge. So again, I see him being a tag team champion. Women's tag team champions, again, they don't really have a lot of champions. A lot of tag teams alone. I mean, they're trying to do something. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, the Elegant brand is the only team they really have, if we're being quite real. I mean, yeah, we have we have Tessa Blanchard, Alicia Fox, and the other new knockout, Victoria Crawford, and the other new knockout that's part of the group, Milla Moore. But I guess that's what, 2 teams? I mean, damn, that's not really a lot to work with. Seems like TNA needs to sign more people, but again, they kind of don't sign that many people because they kind of don't pay. So this TNA is more for indie wrestlers that are just trying to get some recognition. But I think I'm done. I have been on here for 2 hours officially. It's now been 2 hours. This is a long gossip session. We did talk about a lot today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did want to talk a little bit longer. So we did 2 hours today. So, Frank, it was nice talking to you like usual. The Politican show, always nice talking to you. I don't know if you left. You did comment a little bit, but I don't know if you're gone. But nice talking. Equalization 21. Nice talking to you. I've seen you before, so thank you. Hassan, Plural TV Gamer. I think I recall seeing you. Terrell, I think I saw you before, so it's always nice seeing you. It was nice seeing you, and I hope you enjoy your grandma's birthday. Steven, again, if you're going to AEW, let me know. You mean you still have time to let me know, but love to meet in person if you go to AEW in July. Thanks for reminding me, and thank you for speaking. Black Clover Star 5607, thank you for the comment. Did enjoy talking to you. Jeremy Scout 7495. We do like your commentary and your comments, so thank you. You did remind me of the Righteous, their names, so I forgot all about it. The L Juggalo, thank you. You are always the one, I think, that talks about indie wrestling. I think you talked about Wrestling Was Over before, and I think you told me to watch something else. So you do love indie wrestling. That's what I like about you. And you like all wrestling. But I am getting off. It's been 2 hours. Thank you. I'm on X, Bluesky, Instagram, and TikTok. And on TikTok, I post as well. Again, Marquelworld on all social medias. But on TikTok, I post at least 3 times a week. And sometimes, most of the time actually, I post different topics. So when I post a video here on YouTube, on TikTok, I usually try to post a different topic. So if you follow both platforms, you're not just watching me talk about the same thing, but just say a different name. Like, oh, hey, TikTok, we're talking about Cedric Alexander. Hey, YouTube, we're talking about Cedric Alexander. I usually do that if it's like hot breaking news, like the releases. But usually, like on a regular day, I try to do separate videos with separate topics, so you guys have a different theme. A reason to be on both platforms. I mean, if I'm just talking about the same shit on both platforms, it's kind of like, okay. But, okay, I am done. Yeah, okay. Thank you. So you enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking to you guys. I enjoyed the honesty. I enjoy not the judgmental stuff, because some people are like, oh my God, you're being so mean about the releases. Or, oh my God, why don't you show that much more compassion? Or, oh my God, why would you say that? What are they being promised? Why would you even say something like that? Well, what were they being promised? We're just trying to be real. Why would you even go back to something that you already know is a shitty situation, you know? So thank you for being real as well. But it's always a pleasure speaking to you guys. Please like and follow if you have not. But again, I'm out of here. Happy Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I probably will do another video this weekend. I probably will. But this is Marquelworld, all things pro wrestling news and my life. See you guys